Welcome to episode 33 of From A to Global Z. I'm your host, Dr. Bill Lord. In episode 32, we conducted a shootout of 9 XLR to USB signal adapters. I found this exercise to be quite informative, producing some intriguing and useful knowledge. And for episode 33, we're going to elaborate on that shootout in a slightly different fashion. We're going to explore how recording a mic with several different XLR to USB signal adapters colors the sound. For this experiment, I have selected the Maono XU01, the discontinued but impressive Blue Icicle, and the boss of them all, the Shure X2u. But before we shift into discovery mode, it's mic talk time. This episode features a brand new offering, hot off the shelf, from SE Electronics. It's the multi-purpose V2 switch dynamic microphone. Now, I'll admit when it comes to mics, I'm a bit biased regarding SE mics, but I'm biased for a legitimate reason. They've never disappointed, so I'm very curious to see how their latest release, the lowest priced family member of the V-mic family, performs. The V2 switch is considered a workhorse mic suitable for a bunch of different recording applications. It features a cardioid capsule design, has an internal windscreen, a built-in integrated shock mount, an all-metal housing, and of course, an on-off switch. I put a little silver Sharpie mark on mine to make the on and off words on the switch stand out a bit. If I'm not mistaken, this is SE's most affordable mic ever with a street price of around 50 USD. Its big brothers, the V3, V7, and V7X, are much celebrated in their own right, so see what you think of their little brother. For this episode, I'll connect the V2 switch to each USB signal adapter, say a few profound words while recording directly into Audacity. I'll be connecting the mic via XLR cable to my SSL 2 Plus USB audio interface and record those same profound words into Audacity. This will give us some means of discovering how the sound is colored when the mic is recording through the USB signal adapters. In all cases, I'll be about 4 inches off the mic at about a 30-degree angle from the diaphragm, which that's about where I am right now. So let's have the fun begin. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. So there you go. I'm not going to make any judgment calls here, as everyone will have their own sense of what sounds good, what's less good, and what is acceptable for their particular circumstances. So use your own ears and choose whatever solution works best for you. As a reminder, in episode 32, I go into more depth in my review and ratings of 9 XLR to USB converters. So if you're looking for more detailed information about these and other converter options, you might want to check that video out. One more thing you might be interested in, this is completely, totally unrelated, but I want to tell you a little story, and I made an interesting discovery while I was recording the audio for this particular video. I was playing around with recording Plato in another recently acquired and fun piece of gear, the Zoom P4. While I was recording the quote from Plato, I had the V2 mounted on a desk in a desktop mic stand, and it produced a really weird droning sound, and it had an occasional but regular thump. I'll play it for you. Very strange. At first I was wondering if the mic had some kind of weird grounding issue, or maybe it was a problem with the Zoom P4. So I recorded using my SSL2 Plus, and the problem still persisted, and I was really puzzled. Eventually I discovered what the problem was. It turns out my office table, which has a glass top, has an external hard drive sitting on it about 18 inches from the mic stand. The sound I was picking up, this is really strange, was my external hard drive spinning. It's pretty bizarre, I must say. I really didn't see that coming. And that sound vibration transmitted from the hard drive motor through the case onto the feet of the external drive. It then traveled across the desktop, up through the mic stand, through the mic clip, into the mic body, where the vibrations were eventually captured by the mic. Consider my mind blown, and that was a valuable lesson learned. At least I finally figured out what the problem was, and I moved my external drive to an adjacent piece of furniture to keep that surprise from popping up again. That's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you return to check out our next episode of From A to Global Z, where I will be discussing an extremely cool and exciting collaborative project we're involved with. We're completely stoked by this one. And until then, stay happy and healthy. Wishing you peace through music. I'm Bill Lord.